Good morning. Go ahead and take a moment to make your way to your mat. And I'm asking today that maybe we take the cross opposite to the cross that we normally would naturally take. Just beginning to find some balance in the body. And as you make your way to that seat, go ahead and just gently close your eyes. Begin to connect with your breath. Allowing your shoulders to drop down away from your ears. Beginning to breathe in and out through the nose. And as you connect with that breath, see if you can begin to deepen. So drawing the inhale and the exhale a little bit longer. Just a couple more breaths here. So you begin to feel the crown of your head lift towards the ceiling. Tailbone drops down. As you gently allow your eyes to float open, interlacing the fingers and pressing the palms forward. You might really press, opening through the back of the shoulders. And then pulling your shoulders back, drawing the shoulder blades together, and beginning to raise your hands up overhead. Squeezing the elbows together. And gently releasing, go ahead and drop that right hand to the mat. Extending the left arm straight up. And once you find some length in the spine, beginning to bend over towards the right. Taking a few breaths here, just gently pressing into that bottom hand, continuing to draw length. On an inhale, coming up, and exhaling over to the other side. On your next inhale, coming up through center. Again, finding that length at the top here, and exhale, forward fold. You might want to push back in the fingertips here just a little bit to really root those sit bones to the ground. And just beginning to relax in the head and neck. next inhale, beginning to push up. And making your way onto your hands and knees. Once you've stacked your knees under your hips and your wrists under your ankles, see if you can find a nice neutral spine, drawing back through the tailbone and forward through the crown. And then from here, on your next exhale, pressing into the hands and the knees. Cat. And on your inhale, swooping forward, chest drops, crown and tailbone rise. And exhale back. Inhale forward. And as you draw forward, you can isometrically pull your hands and knees towards each other. And you'll find a little bit more opening in the back there. And an exhale, pressing into the knees and hands. Inhale forward, drawing them towards each other. And exhaling back. One more time, inhaling forward. And exhaling back. And from here, you can make your way all the way onto your belly. With your hands making a little pillow for your forehead. You want the tops of your feet pressing against the mat. Then you're going to take the right hand to your forehead, and that's going to stay connected to your forehead. And you're going to lift your left foot. So on an inhale, rising up. Exhale, release. Inhaling, head, arm, and foot up. Exhale, release. 3 more times. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. 1 more time. Inhaling up. And exhaling, release. And then you're just going to switch your hands. So the left hand's on top now, and that's going to stay connected to your forehead. And we'll lift the right leg. So on your next inhale, lifting up. Exhale, release. Inhaling up. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. And 2 more times. Inhaling up. And exhale, release. Last time. Inhale up. And exhale down. You can go ahead and release your hands from the pillow and draw them out long in front of you. I'm going to do just a few more for your back here. And for the first couple, we'll just do the top portion. So keeping the tops of your feet pressed strongly against the ground. On an inhale, you're going to come up, just lifting the chest, and exhale, release. Inhaling up, and exhale, release. 1 more time, then we're going to add the legs. Inhale up, exhale, release. And now let's try adding the legs. Inhale up, exhale, release. Inhale up, Exhale, release. One more time, inhaling up. And exhale, release. Go ahead and just give your back a break for a second. We're gonna do one more round. So just allowing your head to come to your hand pillow. And just taking a couple breaths here. And then from there, you're gonna bring your arms down beside your waist. And we're just gonna do a hold for this one. So I'll demonstrate it, and then we're gonna hold for 3 breaths. So you're gonna draw your arms back and squeeze the palms towards each other while you lift your shoulders and chest. And you're gonna squeeze your thighs and feet together and lift. So on the next inhale, we're gonna hold for 3 breaths. Inhaling up, exhaling. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more breath in, inhale, and exhale, release. Bringing your hands forward, pressing up, and hips back into child's pose. Just stretching out that back. The counter pose. Reconnecting with your breath here. On your next inhale, coming forward onto your hands and knees, tucking the toes back, and pressing your hips up and back into that down dog. And for the first down dog of the morning, go ahead and just pedal your feet out. So bending one knee and then the other, extending the heel of that straight leg towards the ground. You could gaze up at your hands, make sure your fingers are all spread apart. The pad of each finger and the whole pad of your hand pressed firmly against the mat. And then bending both knees, gazing forward. Let's just walk our feet to our hands. And then with our feet parallel, about hip distance apart, maybe keeping a nice bend in the knees. Exhale, releasing your belly towards your thighs. And just taking a few breaths here in forward fold. Maybe beginning again to press deeply into the heels, bending and straightening the legs, beginning to open up through the hamstrings. I'm going to do just a few half vinyasas, just the standing portion. So tucking that tailbone, opening the arms out to the side, inhale, floating up, and reaching up, and exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Couple more times. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. From here, I want you to step that left foot back and the right foot forward. You're going to take a pretty wide stance. And if you have a block available, you might want a block for this part. So the front foot is going to be pointing straight forward, and the back foot is kind of at an angle. The toes are angling in. Both feet are flat against the mat. Then you're going to twist your hips towards forward. So try and square your hips off towards the front of the mat. And then we're going to begin to bend forward, lengthening the spine. And this is where you might want your block. Otherwise, you can just keep your hands on your hips. You might keep a micro bend in that front knee. You really want to feel it all along the back of that leg. We're just going to take a few breaths here in pyramid. You can begin to allow that chest to drop towards that front leg. On your next inhale, rising up. From here, you're going to take that right hand up to the sky, left hand on the hip, and just breathing into that side body. So finding as much length in that side as you can. We're going to take a few breaths here, continuing to twist those hips towards the front of the mat. And then we're going to add some movement to this. So on the inhale will be the rise up, and exhale, we're just going to come 90 degrees facing towards the front, reaching towards the front of the room. Inhale, rising up, and exhale, reaching forward. Inhale, rising up, exhale, reaching forward. One more time, inhaling, rise up. Exhale, reaching forward. And on your next inhale, coming up and releasing that hand. And we're gonna go ahead and switch our feet. So go ahead and bring that left foot forward. Right foot back. And then lining up that front heel with the instep of the back foot. Once you've got your nice wide stance here, beginning to rotate those hips towards the front of the room. And then from here, grabbing that block, you can begin to reach that crown forward, so staying nice and long in the side body. Nice and long in the spine. Coming forward into pyramid. Again, keeping a micro bend in that front knee. You might begin to relax the chest towards the leg. On your next inhale, rising up. Inhaling, drawing that left arm up We'll just take a couple breaths here, really finding some length in the spine. Again, working on drawing that right hip forward towards the front of the mat. So they're both parallel to the front of the mat, both hips. And on an exhale, coming forward just halfway, drawing that arm forward towards the front of the room, and inhaling up. Exhale forward. Inhaling up. Exhaling forward. Inhaling up. And one more time. Exhale forward. And inhaling up. And then releasing that arm. Bringing the feet together. And bringing them about hip distance apart, maybe just a little bit wider. And we're going to come down into a goddess squat. So as you come down, you want, if you can, your feet to stay on the ground. If your heels are popping up, you might roll your mat to support your heels. We're just going to bring the elbows on the insides of the knees and gently press them apart. Dropping that tailbone down. Shoulders down, away from the ears. We're just going to take a few breaths here, so maybe allowing your eyes to close. Tapping into your breath. And feeling the pull between your two poles, your tailbone sinking down towards the mat, the crown continuing to lift towards the sky. Just a couple more breaths here. And releasing the hands, placing them forward, and standing up into a forward fold. You might release, come onto your tiptoes and release the mat if you rolled up your mat. We'll just take a few breaths here in a wider forward fold. On your next inhale, tucking your tailbone, beginning to roll up vertebra by vertebra. And meeting at the top. From here, we're going to take the same foot stance that we did for the pyramid. Nice and wide. I've got my right foot forward. You can start with either one, but remember to switch. And then from here, I'm going to come up onto my back toes. So the balance is a little bit tricky here. We're preparing for crescent. So if you need to have a little bit more space in between your feet, having your feet towards the edges, the outside edges of your mat, go ahead and do that. Once you find your balance here with your back heel off the ground, we're going to inhale our arms up. And on an exhale, we're going to bend into that front knee and bend the elbows. Inhaling up. And exhale, bending into that front knee. Inhaling up. Exhale, bending. A few more times, inhaling up. Exhale, bend. Inhale up. Exhale, bend. One more time, and then we're going to hold this next one. Inhaling up. Exhale, bend. And we're just going to take a few breaths here, peeking down at that front toe, making sure you can see your big toe. Double checking that your knee's not coming forward over the ankle, but just got it back. And then continuing to work those hips towards parallel to the front of the mat. And on your next inhale, straightening that leg, swiveling that back heel to the ground, and then we're just gonna switch to the other side. So you're probably gonna wanna switch the stance. Again, go as wide as you need to find that balance. You may have the outside edges of your feet close to the outside edges of the mat. Once you're set up there, coming up onto the ball of that back foot. And on an inhale, drawing the arms up. And exhale, bending into that front knee. Inhale up. Exhale, bending into that front knee, bending at the elbows. Inhale up. Exhale, bend. Inhaling up. Exhale, bend. Inhaling up. Exhale, bend. Inhaling up. And on this one, when we come down, we're going to hold this one. Exhale, bend. Again, making sure you're set up in this crescent, making sure your knee is not coming over your ankle. Really pressing strongly out through that back heel. And then beginning to draw those shoulders blades together and shining that heart up towards the ceiling. Maybe you gaze up. On your next inhale, straightening that leg, allowing those arms to come down. And coming to the front of the mat, this time even wider than the last one. Have your toes point either directly forward or just slightly in, slightly pigeon-toed. I'm going to do one more forward fold. Exhale into your fold. Maybe dropping your hands to the mat. Maybe holding onto your shins. And just allowing your head and neck to relax. Shaking it yes, shaking it no. And on your next inhale, coming up to standing, and you're gonna make your way all the way down to your mat, onto your back. From here, you're gonna have the soles of the feet on the mat, and walking the heels in, close as you can, into your buttocks. You're gonna start with your hands down by your side, your head on the mat, looking up. On an inhale, we'll start with just the bottom half. So on an inhale, beginning to roll your spine up off the mat, pressing into the feet, squeezing through the glutes, and releasing. Inhaling up, and exhale, release. And for the next few breaths, we're going to add the hands. So on an inhale, you're going to draw the hands up over your head. And exhale, release. Inhaling up. Exhale, release. Inhaling up. Exhale, release. 2 more times. Inhaling up. Exhale, release. And 1 more time. Inhaling up. And exhale, release. Go ahead and draw your knees in towards your chest, wrapping your hands around your knees. And just squeezing them in. A nice release in that lower back. Maybe you rock from side to side. And taking your right hand to the left side of your knees, go ahead and drop both knees all the way over to the right. Allowing that left arm to come out towards the left. If it's comfortable for your neck, gaze out towards the left. If not, you can look towards your knees. On your next inhale, drawing your knees up through center and grabbing with the left hand and allowing them to drop over towards the left. Opening your right arm towards the right and maybe gazing that way. If there's a tweak or pull in your neck, then please just gaze towards your knees. On your next inhale, beginning to draw those knees back up to center and just giving them one more squeeze in before you begin to make your way towards Shavasana. Drawing those legs long out in front of you, allowing those arms to open, palms facing up. As you begin to connect your entire back body to the mat, begin to feel this deep sense of peace. Relaxing around the jaw. Letting your eyes become like water in the sockets. Releasing any tension there. Letting your tongue just rest gently in your mouth. Maybe you shake the jaw to the left and the right, back and forth. Releasing any tension there. As you take the next couple minutes here, just allow yourself to observe your breath. Not trying to control it or change it, just observing. And be taking a deep breath here, beginning to bring awareness back into the body. Beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes. And as you're ready, taking a bend in the knees, bringing the soles of your feet to the mat. And then rolling onto your side for just a breath or two in fetal position. And as you're ready, gently pushing yourself up to seated position. As you make your way to seated, let's do the same as we did at the beginning of class and go ahead and take the unnatural cross in your legs. And from seated, bringing the palms of your hands together and pressing the base of the thumbs into heart center. And just giving gratitude to yourself for showing up. And thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi.